episode of Coffee with the C-Suite. My name is Sirovic, and today I'm joined by our CEO, Jared Ward, to talk
C-Suite, Christmas suite.
Christmas suite.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's exactly what obviously you may have noticed the subtle festive spirit in the room today. So, you know, 'tis the season. We thought we'd have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah. Eggnog instead of coffee, so.
Absolutely. Surprised I haven't dressed you as the Grinch today.
Yeah.
I thought today would be a good opportunity for us to chat through some trends that we're forecasting for 2023. I know we're already talking about 2023, which is terrifying, but we must. The show must go on. But before we do that, before we get stuck into the fun part, I want to ask you about your recommendation of the week or the month.
I've got two recommendations this week. So I have two kids, 8 and 5, and they break everything. They love plastic rubbish crap, and they're constantly breaking, saying, "Dad, fix it." And half the stuff I just can't fix. Yeah, I've got the skill set to fix it. So I found this stuff called Bondic. Yeah, so it's like it's created by a guy who used to be a dentist, and he's noticed how when they're bonding teeth and fillings together, that you put the normal, like the gluey type stuff on, and then you use a UV light over it, and then 4 seconds later it's like rock solid. Yeah, so there's always been my problem with small little plastic things. I just can't fix it. This tool, Bondic, is the job. Rock solid. Back to the kids very, very quickly. So
Very
much stronger than normal glue. You don't have to wait. It bonds much tighter.
You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so
I might actually use this myself.
Yeah. And then the other one I love, and it's quite of an old one, but I've used it for a while, is Picture This. It's an app that you scan plants with, and it tells you how to keep them alive. So I am a serial plant killer. Yeah. So
same. I'm not a green thumb at all.
Oh yeah. So I love plants. So I just come along here, and I've kept all my plants for a number of years now, and I reckon this has really, really helped me. Yeah. So Picture This. Just download it. It uses an AI, scans a picture. Scans the plant, lets you know what type of plant it is, and then it lets you know how to look after it.
I think that's my first problem is I don't even know what kind of plant I have. I just have something green growing inside.
Exactly, yeah. If it's green, it's got brand leaves. Are those brand leaves meant to be there, or is that like just part of the normal cycle? I don't know.
Yeah.
Scan it and find out. Yeah. So
Brilliant.
Picture This. Yeah. So proper use of AI. So
wonderful. Thank you very much.
There's no job to AI for
Just proper use of AI. Okay, we'll take that. All right, so 2023 and how it's looking in the industry. Obviously, I think today we can maybe use the opportunity to give everyone a sneak peek into our 2023 trends guide that's coming out a little bit later this month. But obviously, from everything from talent shortages to a recession on the horizon, I think as you mentioned in the previous episode, we're in one of the strangest markets we've seen, but there are some interesting trends emerging, and I guess organisations are pivoting and are looking at different ways to fix their issues and are looking at different solutions.
Yep.
So I think perhaps why don't we start with one of the more interesting ones that has come about, which is the rise of short-term hires.
Sure. We're definitely seeing this all over the place.
Yeah.
It really is contingent recruitment, an extension of that, and then we're seeing it. Whereas people who are going to say in my demographic, so middle-aged white old guys, much more happy nowadays after the pandemic to jump around, to take short-term contracts, bring skill sets into areas, but not for a short time, not a long time.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that. That's kind of normal now. I've a couple of friends who have done 6 months on, 3 months off, 6 months on. So in a normal white collar job. Yeah. So it's kind of cool that way. So it's sort of giving you that work-life balance. Those of us who have discovered a work-life balance post-pandemic, it's been really, really good and refreshing to see. So I think that's a continued trend. Worldwide, we're just going to see people are going to do those.
Because it seems that people are sort of taking a break from that traditional corporate lifestyle, and they're
sorry corporates.
Sorry corporates. I mean, we're not corporates, even though we're wearing shirts. But I guess the other benefits that have also stood out is these people are highly skilled and they can generally quickly adapt, right?
Yeah.
So obviously there is always going to be need for full-time employees, but what the trends are showing is that organisations should be aiming for a 70-30 split of 70% full-time employees to 30% sort of contingent-based workers. So yeah, very very interesting trend. Would this change how we recruit for these roles?
No, I think you would still. So the way that we would recruit. So the way we would recruit, we wouldn't change for those sort of roles. We'd still put people who are contingent. It's like that. What's that expression? Just don't hire the asshole. Yeah. So that's what Test Grid is all about. Is to make sure.
Very good at it.
Yeah. So it's to make sure that even though they're contingent, they're coming in for a short-term contract, you still don't want to have someone who's going to come in and stabilise the team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they have to be able to be the right fit and culture fit for the organisation, even if they are highly skilled and in for a specific project.
Yeah. So we're still looking for.
So we're the bullshit barrier. So to stop like our asshole friends from getting into the organisation.
Yeah.
That's why you want to use someone like Test Grid.
Yeah. Phenomenal. And then the second thing that we're noticing is boomerang employees. Now this is something that we've always done very well.
Yeah, we love boomerang employees, so
Yeah.
especially as a small business.
Yeah.
There are a couple of people, I don't want to name names, but Catherine. Cat's left twice, yeah. She's boomerang twice.
You always come back to what's worked.
Yeah, so, and it's great because what happens is if you can build a good relationship with an employee and stuff like that, and you're living your true values and that sort of thing, they're aligned to your organisation, though, even though you can't give them the career path they need.
Yeah.
And so they'll go out, they'll learn new skill sets, and then when the time is right, they'll actually come back in and then lift up your levels of professionalism.
So is this kind of like getting back with an ex after they've done some work on themselves?
No, I would say that'd be flashing alarm bells.
Right. Not a red flag like that.
No, exactly. Yeah. So I would be. I think it's a really really good way to. Because you know when you're hiring that person back in that they're going to be the right fit for the organisation.
Yeah, I guess you have that proven that that they have a proven skill set, but also would you say that there's less onboarding time because
it's improved onboarding time as well. Though you want to make sure that you do the onboarding correctly anyway, because they're coming back into an organisation that they have changed and you have also changed.
Yes.
So you don't want people coming back in and going, well, I know how it used to be done, and this is the way we used to do it. Yeah?
Yes,
because you want the organisation and the culture and the values to grow.
Of course, yes. And I think this is one of the key things that have sort of come out with that consideration for rehiring is ensuring that even if they've only been gone a short amount of time, even minor changes within an organisation can still be quite large. Even something like a remote work policy that may have been introduced or tweaked. So I think it's really important to consider these things when rehiring and reboarding essentially.
I'm not sure I'd make the grade back at Test Grid, I have to say. If I was to leave and come back, take my long service leave and go. I'm not sure they'd make me back. Yeah, it was a bit too average when they hired me a long time ago. So.
Oh, would it be great to put you through the process again?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you exactly where I'm average, and everything. So.
Average at everything except for wearing that hat.
Yeah, well,
very well.
I'm a natural, so.
A natural. Okay, and then the third trend I thought we would touch on today, we're not going to give too much away. I think you'll have to register for our webinar, or perhaps read the ebook if you like. But the third trend I wanted to touch on is internal mobility. So it is on the rise, and data shows that employees leave for better opportunities at the same rate as they leave for higher compensation. And I think organisations are now sort of starting to understand the importance of internal mobility. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? That's another thing we do very well.
Well, yeah, it's another thing. I think that's the thing. Again, coming as a small business, you get to wear many hats in a small business. But then as you grow, then you want to give people the opportunities to move around within the organisation as much as possible. And we have, I like the example here at Test Grid and people would be that Jason Brown, who runs our service desk and has done for a number of years now, is exceptionally good at hiring customer support people, like amazing. Like there are so many people that get emails all about, I worked with this person, they were amazing, they responded. I get emails all the time about Jason and his team. But then those people come into the office and they work here, and then we realise actually they've got such really good skill sets. They understand our business, they understand our customers, and then we can move them into other areas like customer success or into project management and those sort of areas. So there's like sort of a career path for a smaller organisation with that internal mobility. But it's across the organisation. It's much easier in this type and weird market that we're in, where there's not a lot of employees around. It really is important to hire people with the potential to be moved around within your organisation, if that's in alignment with the values of your organisation as well. It's really important. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there is there a particular way to hire for internal mobility? So with that, I guess, in mind for the future?
Yeah, well, we do a lot of selection around our values and stuff like that. So those people who are aligned, they have that, and then we also do intelligence testing as well. So funnily enough, I love abstract reasoning, problem solving. If they can solve my customers' problems, they can solve their colleagues' problems, they can solve their own problems, they're going to be great wherever you put them in the organisation. So I think that's really, really important.
Brilliant.
So,
well, great. Thank you very much for joining me over a cup of coffee today. Mine is already finished, so I think it's time for round 2. Thank you all for joining us, and have a wonderful holiday season, and be sure to keep an eye out for our 2023 trends and our webinar that is coming up.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.